Success in farming is all about precision and efficiency, ensuring every seed, every drop of water, every nutrient and treatment counts. Terraplex Ag is helping farmers all over Iowa and the Midwest do just that. With precision ag drone technology and support from Terraplex, you'll boost your productivity and make timely and informed decisions, all while reducing your costs and increasing your profit. It's time to revolutionize your farming. Harvest the benefits with Terraplex Ag. Visit terraplexag.com.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is April 2nd. Holy cow, the year is flying right along. And you're listening to another episode of Making Memz with myself, Adam Pedersen. I just consider myself extremely lucky to be here doing a podcast for Iowa Everywhere, all made possible by the friendship I have with this man, Jordan Bohannon. Hello, buddy.
Hello. I just want to apologize not only to you, but I don't even know who else here because it's just you and me. But I have been, I'm not joking to our listeners, I have been late to our podcast for 7 consecutive weeks.
He's self-aware, folks. He's self-aware.
And Adam, his sweet, endearing heart, hasn't complained or said anything negatory towards me. I don't know how. Because if I was in your shoes, I would be pissed.
I guess God has given me the patience necessary for you. If it was other people, I'd probably be mad. But I guess I have patience. I have patience for you because I just enjoy this so much. I guess I put up with it. But let's try to change that.
The worst part was today. It's going to sound bad, but it was my fault.
Yeah, you were dealing with. So the one time we got on here, was Twitter. It was like you thought your Twitter was hacked. And then we had to do recovery stuff. And now your Gmail or Google or something. That's just out of control.
It's just I need some suggestions for applications to download so I can keep track of all of my passwords. Because I think that's what it's come down to. I have a horrible memory, and I just have no idea what my passwords are.
Well, I keep all of mine written down in a note in my phone. I'm screwed if I ever lose my phone. But if I don't lose my phone, I have them.
See, I thought about doing that, like putting in my a contact name, but I've been scared of doing having someone steal my phone and then they find that and they have all my passwords to everything ever known.
Yeah, that is a risky run, especially in today's day and age. I think the government might be after you because someone on Twitter said that that you're just a big MAGA guy. So I think the government's after you. Did you see that comment?
Oh, who said that?
Someone commented on one of our podcast links like a week ago and said, who listens to this guy, Jordan, or who listens to this podcast? Jordan's just a big MAGA guy. The other guy's a nobody.
Wow, we're coming down to is that where we're at in society? We're hating on people.
I don't understand how they got that perception of you, but I just like to be on here and make people smile.
See, that's why you can never talk about politics with anyone in the world.
Nope. But I will say, I do. Once you have haters, I feel like you're starting to make it in life.
Hey, yeah, you got a couple haters here. I'm telling you, shit's gonna start hitting the fan here.
I want thousands. I want thousands of haters, and I just want to reply with funny, goofy replies, so they don't know what to say or what to do, and then it just shuts them up.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, you do and you don't. You do and you don't.
Oh, this is true. So what's obviously you're not in Iowa because it's a hellhole here. It's Siberia. Might as well be Siberia. All it is cold and rainy and snowy. You are sun shining, palm trees behind you. What are you doing out in California? Are you just hanging out with the girlfriend and the fam?
Just hanging out, yep. Her birthday's tomorrow, so
Aw.
Gonna celebrate her birthday tomorrow and
big 2-5. I don't know.
2-6. 2-6.
2-6. That's a good age. It's a good age.
I'm getting old, dude. I'm 27 in June. Time's ticking.
Tell you what, you'll blink and you'll be 37 before you know it.
I don't want to blink then.
Well, once you get there, I'll be 47 and I'll be able to console you.
I need a console.
And we'll be doing these pods in person together, like from Okoboji or somewhere from our $1 Million Lake house, because this pod's huge, getting hundreds of thousands of listens every week. It's going to be awesome.
We should do a live podcast in the middle of the lake as we're.
I'm totally down. Totally down. Like laying on tubes and everything. Not actually in a boat, on a tube, just floating in the lake.
Yeah.
I love it.
Floating with J-Bill and Adam.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even need it. If I stay this size, I'll be buoyant without the tube. I'll be good to go.
Fair enough.
Well, we love our sponsors. We are in the Channel Seed Studios, and Terraplex Ag, also a wonderful sponsor of this podcast. Terraplex, while we're talking about them, we're going to get to the Ag Minute. By the way, if you ever need a drone for your farm operation, which is becoming more and more common, there's one place to go, and that's Terraplex Ag. Talk to them, reach out, tell them your needs, tell them what you want. They'll go through it with you. They'll get you set up with the right equipment, and you'll enhance your farm operation that much more. So check out Terraplex Ag. The Ag Minute today, I was up at 2:45 this morning to unload turkeys at 4 a.m. And let me tell you, I'm one tired pup.
2:40. So you didn't get much sleep last night.
Well, I tried to go to bed at 9, and then I was looking at Twitter about all the Iowa game stuff. And then it was probably about 10:30 when I finally closed my eyes, and I didn't fall asleep till like midnight. So I'm rocking like 2.5 hours, 2:45 sleep right now. It's brutal. It's very brutal, especially when you get older, but it is what it is. I'll try to get a nap in this afternoon.
So with your schedule, like farming and on the farm pretty much 24/7, you're up early every single day, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I don't set my alarm, I'm usually waking up about 5:30 roughly in there, drink some coffee, chug some water. First thing I do every morning, chug 8 ounces of water. Got to start off with some hydration. And then coffee. In the winter, obviously daylight comes a little later. Don't have to get to the farm right away. Might watch a movie while I drink my coffee in the morning. Relax a little, do a little Bible reading maybe. Work on podcast stuff. Tell myself to stop being a lazy bum and go to the gym. Got to always find time for the gym, at least 5 days a week. But yes, I'm up quite early, and it's about to be the time of year where it's going to be like 80 hours weeks on the reg. But it's working for yourself, and it's self-employment, so it's not terrible.
80 hours a week that's long. That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, we're planting, working ground, calving, then you got hay baling season coming up, so you'll be cutting, raking, baling hay, hauling bales. It's just a lot, but we do it because we love it. We want to help feed America.
Of all the farm chores, what's the most time demanding?
Boy. Probably, I mean, planting and harvest, you're in the field the longest, but it's not like demanding because you're just in equipment. It honestly makes you sleepy. It gets kind of boring driving back and forth so much. The most demanding is probably calving season, which I'm in right now, because you'll have your day planned. You'll want to go get stuff done, and then you'll get to the farm, and here's 6 calves, and another one might be going into labor. Now we got to start hauling calves to the other farm, moving calves over to the other building, penning up new ones, taking all that. And before you know it, what you wanted to start at 8, it's now like 1 in the afternoon, and you're finally able to start it. But that's how it goes when you have livestock.
So you said, I guess time demanding. Yeah, I guess I said that wrong. Like whatever takes the most time. You're saying the field, the harvesting.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure. So long days and nights.
That's just not a lot of manual labor compared to the other chores on the farm.
I like to call it. Sorry for anyone out there I'm about to gross out. I like to call planting and harvest season butt zit season.
Butt zit season?
Butt zit. You sit a lot and you get the little red butt zits on your butt.
Oh.
I'm sitting too much.
Oh.
So you gotta get out, do some jumping jacks, walk around, stretch. You gotta move. You can't be sitting for that long. It's not healthy. Do
you have a special chair then?
Just whatever factory puts in the old thing.
Whatever God made for you.
Yep.
The old farmer response. I love it.
Yep. Whatever. And thankfully God gave me a little extra cushion for the pushing back there. So it works out for me.
You do have a little trunk down back there.
I got a world-class dumpy.
Yeah, it's a dumpy, all right.
This probably isn't appropriate. My high school lineman coach one day when I was doing lineman drills came up behind me and grabbed my butt and said, "You got a good lineman butt." Looking back, was that creepy? Maybe.
Might have been.
At the time, I was like, I'm getting complimented by my coach.
Might be a little creepy now looking back on it.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, but that's why when this pod blows up and we're doing all sorts of crazy stuff and I'm running all over the globe doing content, I'll be ready for it. I'll have the work ethic for it because that's the way I've been raised and bred to do it. Just work. You got to work.
Like it. Yep.
I mean, you know about
tell that to you should tell that to the majority of society because they don't want to do that.
You're telling me, bunch of whiners. You know about hard work. You don't just roll out of bed and go play in the Big Ten. You got to work for it.
You know what I've always thought was really funny when I was towards the end of my basketball career?
Yeah.
Is I always laughed at this of all the comments saying saying what kind of jobs I was gonna get into after college, which I just thought that was hysterical too, because all those jobs there should be nothing against all those jobs because half those people are probably doing those jobs in the first place. But anyway, I always thought it was funny. I'm trying to regain my train of thought here. I always thought it was funny when what was I about to say? I got lost in the sauce there for a second.
Hard work. I said you don't roll it. Hard work. Yeah.
I always thought it was really funny when people would it wasn't just me too, it's anyone that's kind of done with their career. This is like the go-to comment, like wait till you get into the real world or something like that, like saying how you're not going to be able to work hard enough to be successful in the real world. I'm like, if you're going to be half as successful as working hard in basketball and related to the real world, I'm not saying it's not hard work, but I'm saying like basketball and sports ties so much into the real world on being able to apply it. And like the person that has never had a sports mind or never played sports in high school or college, they don't understand that. Like it's such a weird disconnect between those two types of people because they just don't understand how much that translates to be able to work really hard at one thing and be able to apply it to the next.
Well, and you're balancing practice, travel schedule for games, workouts, school. I mean, what a stupid comment.
That's what I always thought. Like, it's the dumbest comment in the world. I'm
like they're more prepared for the real world. Right.
And athletes have dealt with so much adversity at a young age. Like injuries, going to rehab, working back into a game game speed, dealing with negative comments, dealing with everything. I mean, I would say college athletes now are more able to transition into a real world job now because of what they've had to deal with social media wise now. I mean, it's just that's something like 20 years ago athletes weren't dealing with. So I think from that aspect it's a very, I shouldn't say it applies to everyone because I know there's a lot of athletes out there that as soon as they get into the real world, they're going to just sit on their ass and be lazy and be entitled.
Yeah, but that's everyone, isn't it? That's not just athletes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but I'm saying there's always going to be that select few that always going to have that sense of entitlement, whether it's sports minded people or not.
Yep. Right on. By the way, a couple physical attributes to get added to here. You look great in glasses.
Oh, thank you.
In case no one's told you, I love it. I do love when I see people that I'm not used to seeing in glasses. When I see them in glasses, it's always very easy to tell right away, like, looks good in glasses or go back to the contacts. I think you look good in glasses. I like the round shape to them. Very Stanley Tucci vibe.
They, my mom actually got them for me. Probably.
Mom's got style.
She does. She definitely has style. Yes.
Love it.
They're probably like 6 years old. Surprisingly, they don't look like good. Yeah. I've always really liked them. I just never wear them.
Yep. One more thing I want to get to here, then we'll talk basketball. I have decided that I'm growing my hair out, like shoulder length.
Are you able to? Are you able to?
Oh, I have a full head of hair, and I'm able to. Yes.
Well,
not sure if it's going to look good.
Some people say that, Adam, and they can't grow that hair past their ears.
Well, so in 2021, I decided I'm going to do it. in 2020, I decided I'm going to grow my hair out. And I got to like neck length, like a little halfway down my neck, and it was slicked back, looking good. And I was out in the farm one day, and I got all mad because it was your typical 40-mile-per-hour Northwest Iowa day, wind, blowing my hair in my face, poking me in the eye. I got pissed, and the next day I went and got a hair appointment and got a haircut. And I've been mad. I've been mad at myself for doing that, for overreacting. I wish I would have stuck with it. So I'm going to, while I'm still somewhat young, I mean, 37's young. Who are we kidding? I'm a young baller. I'm growing it out. We're going to see what it looks like. Get about shoulder length, good and long. And then if it's terrible, I'll never do it again, but at least I'll know.
Is it straight hair?
Yes.
Like, if you go straight.
So, yeah, it's very straight. So once it gets long enough, I'm thinking of throwing a little light perm action in there. Curl it up.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You think keep it straight?
Keep it your natural. Don't.
All right.
Don't play with it.
And also, like, I'm self-employed. I feel like I can have long hair and still like be a podcaster and do content and stuff. It's all good. And it'll look kind of cool if it's flowing out the back of a hat, if I'm wearing a hat. And so I'm going to give it a shot. So I just wanted to let you know in advance that this time next year, you're going to be looking at a whole new Adam across that screen from you.
You should grow it. You should grow it out.
So, all right. Stamp of approval.
I've tried to grow my hair gets like, I can get my hair down. I keep my sides shorter.
Yeah.
I like to keep my top a little longer. If anyone's ever seen my mom, she has this is not an exaggeration, Adam. She has the curliest hair you will ever see in your entire life. It's not even. Show me side by side a woman that has curly hair and show my mom. She is downright more curly. Like, it's not even close.
I'm jealous.
With that being said, I have like extremely curly hair naturally.
Yeah.
And so my top and like my sides will grow out like this, like straight out, and then it'll start curling at the end. So I look like Albert Einstein on the sides. And my top will do the same thing if I don't like pat it down or style it a certain way. And then my like ends are like super like curly. So it sucks when if my hair gets a little longer on the sides and I get my hair cut, because then my fucking hairs, pardon my language, I said I was not gonna cuss again on this episode. So my hairs grow out like a certain way, and then I get like these ingrown hairs really easily.
Don't like that.
Yeah. So people with curly hair, I relate to you guys. It hurts. It hurts really bad.
Man. Well, we'll see what it looks like. I don't know. Time will tell. It's going to take a while to get there. The in-between stages is what's going to suck, I think. It's that where it looks garbage, but I just have to prevail because
trying to transition,
we will get there.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I also don't really care what people think of me, so let it ride, baby.
I think you should. Summer's a good time to do it, too.
All right. Well, this baby's going to be long. It's going to take probably a little over a year to get to the length I desire, but we're going to get there.
What have you already started, or is this like a impulse?
I can't. So I cancel. I used to get a haircut every 2 weeks, nice and short on the sides, a little longer on top, fade it up, slick it back for church on Sundays. I canceled my last hair appointment, so I've been doing this for like a month now.
Nice. Speaking of church, how's your Easter?
Oh man, Easter was great. Church service was awesome. I drummed on the worship team. Packed house for both services. Love to see it. Then went to the farm and had a little steak, twice baked potatoes, a little homegrown Pedersen sweet corn, also homegrown Pedersen steaks, King's Hawaiian rolls. It was fantastic.
Nice. Just
me and the parents this year. Everyone else is off doing other stuff, but you'll have that on some holidays. It was wonderful. How about you? You got
great.
A big fam.
It was pure chaos. Just kids running everywhere, kids tackling each other, kids crying, kids being happy, kids laughing, kids laughing.
There we go. Oh boy, we're getting the glitchies.
Oh no, we're back. Oh no,
we're back now.
What do we miss?
I just probably you saying kids crying and all that, but it was great. Yeah. I heard kids crying, kids happy, but chaos, but it was good.
Yeah, just a wealth of emotions happened during Easter. It was fun.
Love it. It's one of my favorite holidays. So it's a great reason for that holiday. I will say that. I
will say, Adam, I'm right there with you. I think Easter goes up there with one of the best holidays out there, just because not only the significance of the holiday, obviously, but the timing of it too, with summer being right around the corner, I just love it. Right there.
I would agree. Soon enough, we're going to be doing these from Okoboji occasionally. Can't wait.
Maybe we can get that golf vlog out there.
Yeah, but holy crap! I got to put that out next week. I'm putting it out next Tuesday, I think.
I've been hearing that next Tuesday for the last 4 months now.
It's going to be our little master special coming out next Tuesday. Let's freaking go, baby! I'm so excited. Jordan and I. Well, you know what? I'll promo it next Tuesday while we're podding.
Yeah.
All right. The Iowa women are in the Final Four, back-to-back years. Not going to lie, Jordan. If someone told me to place a bet, I probably would have gone LSU money line. It just, I don't know. Something felt like LSU is going to be more. I know they've had their struggles in the regular season. They're going to come out fired up. They're going to play together. They're going to find a way. But you know what? Hawks prevailed. It was awesome. Back-to-back Final Fours for the Hawkeye women. Lisa Bluter and Jan Jensen. Incredible job. What do you think about these Hawkeye women, buddy? You're probably friends with some of them or know some of them at least.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been – it's weird. The women's – so, like, when you go into college and you start going to practices and games and you start being around the atmosphere like at Carver, you get kind of closer to some teams just because you're around that team all the time with practice times and game times and stuff. And the women's basketball team is just one of the teams that you're kind of always around, obviously, because they're using Carver too. But they're always in the training room around the same time, whether we're coming to practice and they're getting treatment before they leave. So you kind of you kind of like create close relationships just by going through the day-to-day grind of college athletics, which is really cool because that's what sports is all about, is kind of remembering those little details about relationships you build. But women's basketball always been as a team that you kind of get a close relationship with just because of that. And couldn't be more happy for them. There's a lot of great group of girls that have definitely changed the trajectory of not only women's basketball at Iowa, but women's basketball in the whole entire country. I mean, it's just absurd seeing the amount of Iowa fans and LSU fans and fans in general watching celebrities at the games. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. You got Dave Portnoy flew in from Miami to be there last night. He was there with Barstool Trent from Iowa. Jason Sudeikis was there, his second Iowa women's game I think he's been to, and it's just crazy atmosphere. From everything we heard, it was about 85-90% Hawk fans there. Iowa fans have been traveling like crazy for this women's team. Caitlin Clark, unbelievable performance, 41 points. Almost had a triple-double again. 9 for 20 on threes. Does she have – I got to ask you this. You've played with a lot of people. Maybe you had this kind of light in high school.
I want to ask a stupid question because we already know the answer to this.
Does she have the greenest light ever?
Yes.
20. But you know what? 45%. Like, it's not like she's 4 for 20.
Yeah.
A coach would dream to have someone who's 45% from three. That is such a green light.
Here's my mindset on it when people start talking about the shot attempts.
Yeah.
If you're above 38% three-point shooter, I have no problem with you ever shooting 23s in a game.
Chuck it. Let it fly.
You know you're probably going to make 38 to 40% of those shots. Yes, there's going to be some bad games, but regression in the mean, a little mathematics in there for the outside world, regression in the mean, you're going to go back to what you average. And if you shoot 23s a game, I mean, I have no problem with it if you're above 38% three-point shooter.
Love it. High school Jordan. How many threes we shooting before coach is pissed?
Oh, I had the green light.
I mean, you're probably making, like we said, 40 or so percent. So it's not like
I think I honestly shot like 47% from three.
Jeez, look at you.
Well, the high school 3-point line is a free throw now.
Like, you shot from three about what I shot from the free throw line in high school.
You shot 45% from free throw line.
That was 57%.
Oh my gosh! Hack that man. Foul him.
Yeah, it was bad.
Safe to say you did not play late games.
No, I did because I was strong enough. I was strong enough where I got a lot of and ones. I just missed the free throw a lot.
Wow, we had a hack of Adam going on in
57%, real bad, not great.
Oh,
my green My green light was 0. If I shot 1-3, coach is not happy. But that's how it goes.
What'd you shoot from the field?
I was like 64%.
Oh, that's really
yeah.
Really
We're 10 feet in. I was your everyday average. I want to be bleeding. I want to make the other team's opposing fan base all hate me. You loved if I was on your team. You hated me if I wasn't. I could get away with some cheap shots. I was really good at finding some cheap shots the refs wouldn't see down low. Just your everyday glue guy, garbage player in the post.
So safe to say your job was to hustle your ass off, foul the shit out of someone, and rebound the ball.
Yeah. Sound
what
familiar?
Does that sound like?
Maybe I should be over there coaching, teaching some of these guys how to play in the post. Yeah, I doubt it. I don't think I know as much as the coaching staff they have.
Hey, every team needs an Adam like that. Every team.
It's true. All conference, by the way. 12 points a game senior year. Just straight up O-board, putbacks, and just baby hooks.
First team?
Second team.
Participation award.
Yeah. Baseball and football was where we thrived. Basketball, I was kind of like, ooh, the surprise guy that not many people expected to actually be good.
So, well, those are the best kids you want because they just come out of nowhere, and they're the glue guys.
Right on. So back to the women quick. Stolke got in foul trouble, and I wanted to point this out. I know a lot of people have said this, so we might sound like a broken record. Addison O'Grady, I think it was a blessing, Hannah Stolke getting in foul trouble. Addison O'Grady came in and had probably the best game of her career. Now, she only had 5 points, but where we needed her was what you and I were just talking about, rebounding, defense. She created a bad mismatch for Reese in the post. She couldn't push her around. O'Grady did a great job rebounding or clearing out space for Kate Martin or Clark to come in and get rebounds. And I just wanted to shout her out because I think the main thing we talked about in the offseason was Iowa doesn't have a lot of size, or I wish the coaches would have really worked their tail off to get a post in the offseason. Well, guess what? The naysayers, me, looks like maybe we were wrong. They're back in the Final Four. O'Grady's maybe good enough. If Stolke gets in foul trouble, or if we need that person to come in and just, muck it up a little bit in the post, who knows? But shout out to her. What a moment for her to help Iowa go to the Final Four.
That's what this sport's all about, too, and to kind of get sentimental. But that's what the NCAA tournament is designed for, players like that they need to step up in order for the team to win. Because without those players, they're not going to pull those games out. That's why the little details right there, having guys that need to step in and, when shit hits the fan, you need to face adversity face on and have guys step up. And she was just the epitome of what this tournament represents.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. So I'm excited. We get Paige Beckers versus Caitlin Clark, high school AAU teammates, high school Team USA teammates. That's going to be awesome. UConn versus Iowa. By the way, it was like 1,201 and 191 is freaking Gino Auriemma's record at UConn.
It's insane.
That is absurd.
And how many years?
Gosh, dang it. I can't remember the years. It was like 35 years, 40 years, something like that. I mean, he's basically averaging 32 to 33 and 3 per year. For like 3 decades. That's absurd.
What was the win streak? Because so a high school women's player from my high school, they went to Duke, Kia Stokes. And,
nice.
Yeah, and she went to UConn.
Yeah,
and I think wasn't it her time at UConn? They won they didn't lose a game for like 2.5 years. Wasn't that time frame?
Yeah, so they had 2 separate of those.
Yeah,
they had 2 separate 100-game win streaks. That's insane. Like what he's done there in Little Stores, Connecticut, and honestly, and we're going to talk about it here a little bit at the end of the pod, what the men's program has done in Stores, Connecticut, where they're basically the face of the sport on both sides, you could argue, at least since the 90s. I mean, so I saw that record. I just laughed out loud. That's just absurd.
You're never going to see You're never going to see a record like that.
No.
Ever again.
So congrats to him on yet another Final Four. They've made 20-something straight Sweet 16s, which is also asinine.
That's absurd.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Oh, man. But Iowa, UConn. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Go Hawks. Let's talk about them winning the title. That'd be fun. So, Hawkeye men here, I just wanted to get your thoughts on a couple exits from the program. Desante Bowen entered the portal. Wasn't too surprising by me. I thought it might come. He didn't play a ton down the stretch. And then Pat, he had the post about loving his time as a Hawk. He's thankful for the opportunity. Looked like he was going to be done, but then he entered the transfer portal, which I thought could be a possibility. We didn't talk about it on this show, but I just wanted to know your thoughts on. I know you played with Pat. The McCaffrey family. He's going to get a shot to finish his career somewhere else. Looks like he doesn't want to quit playing, but he just didn't want his last year to be at Iowa. I hope he goes and has great success wherever he lands, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts on those guys. And then I was going to mention a few potential portal people that Iowa's reached out to.
Yeah, I got to sneeze.
Look at the sun. It'll help.
Oh, it's not coming. This happened last episode too, or 2 episodes ago.
Looking at the sun always helps me. By the way, some geese going overhead there.
Canadian geese.
I like it.
Desante Bowen doesn't surprise me. It kind of felt like he might be looking to other options after the season, just based off how the season went with injuries, and I'm sure that impacted his starting spot as well too. The knee issue he's going through. Pat's another one where I don't think fans should look in it too heavy. I've seen so many comments about what's going on. Pat doesn't want to play for his dad. All that kind of stuff. Well, I mean, he played
a lot of overthinking by people.
Yeah, I mean, he played for him for 5 years. Like, there's nothing to overlook here. He's looking for a potential new environment, which I don't really blame him. I don't think anyone should blame him because of he's had not a negative time in Iowa City, but he's had a lot thrown his way in Iowa.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him wanting to find some new environment. Kind of like Jack Nungy. If you remember Jack Nungy, he needed kind of to branch out a little bit because he just had so many, obviously there's a lot of great times, but he had a lot of negative times that happened in Iowa City with injuries and, just battling through all those. And he needed that new environment. And I think that's kind of similar to what Patrick kind of needs here. And I'm sure that's where Fran was kind of, guiding him to. And I don't blame him at all. So I don't think fans should look in it too heavy at all. I mean, it's just the fact of the matter. He wants to find something new, and why not? You have a chance to play one more year.
Yeah,
might as well just have a new fit to see what it might be, because you're never going to have that option ever again in your life. Yep.
Yeah, I hope he I hope he goes and finds great success, has a great year wherever he ends up. And he's, some fans with his ranking coming out of high school maybe had higher expectations, or maybe Pat didn't live up to what they thought, but I mean, he gave it all for the Hawkeye program, and you guys all do. You go in, you want to play your best and win, and so you gotta admire that. He went through adversity, not easy, playing for your father. I mean, my dad was my I think it was 5th grade baseball coach, and that wasn't easy. I can't imagine what it's like in Division I basketball. So, and especially with social media and stuff. So I hope he finds success. And has a great last year. So Iowa has reached out to a few people here who could be a replacement potentially for Desante. They've reached out to a North Texas guard, Jason Edwards. He was all AAC. There we go. First team. Averaged 19.1 points per game. I've seen some highlights of him. Very athletic, good shooter. I think it was like 39% from 3. So potential there. His list is absurdly long, though, so Iowa's going to have to beat out a lot of schools to get him. And then Iowa has also reached out to Jaquan Carlos, 10.4 points per game, 6 assists per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, 2 steals per game, shot 42% from 3. Or sorry, shot 34% from 3, 42% from the field, from Hofstra. So Iowa's reached out to both of them. It would be awesome if they could land one or two of them because we are going to need, especially with Tony leaving, I mean, we're going to need at least 2 guards. Zeke Mayo is in the portal from SDSU. Don't know if I was talking to him. I got to see him play in person. I think he would be an awesome Hawkeye. From what I saw, one of my buddies who goes to a lot of the SDSU games says he's amazing. I saw him play in Omaha. Thought he could be a perfect fit at Iowa. He's really good offensively, but could just be a great distributor for guys like Peyton, Dix, Freeman, and then also Kyle the third. Can't remember his first name, from SDSU. Iowa did reach out. A lot of people want him though, so we'll see what happens. But there's some good portal people out there. Hawks, have a couple good recruits coming in, but are going to need to find at least a guard or 2, and also maybe another big would be nice. But we will see what happens.
I think during this transfer portal era, fans need to be aware of. Fran's going to find talent. I mean, he's already proven that with guys he's brought in, with Phillip and Ben this last year. He's going to find talent that's going to, they might not be the most sought after, free agents, I guess you could call them, in the transfer portal, but he's going to find talent that's going to help Iowa tremendously in the upcoming seasons. So I don't think fans should doubt any of that, because he's already proven, he has a proven track record of finding guys like that. I think I would imagine they're probably going to go more. I mean, they're gonna need a big guy as well too, but I think finding a guard is really important. Brock Harding has proven he can play at that level, but it's almost like it's not rebuilding, but it's still new for him this next year because he has a chance to potentially be a starter. So now we're factoring in, are we relying on Brock to be that starter, or are we going to go out and get a proven guy that's played experienced minutes at high level basketball in Division I and has started for a while that's in the transfer portal? So I think that's something that's really hard to do as a coach, because you bring a guy in and you have the ability to have him as a starter the next year, but you're also looking at other guards too in the transfer portal. So it's a tough time. Like I hope mentally, like those guys at Iowa remain strong and remain, on the goal set to, be the best team they can be, because, I can't imagine, coming in and seeing, another guard or another big guy. If I was a big guy coming in and, get recruited as a 4-year or 5th-year guy, because then have to work even harder to prove yourself to, want to play big minutes. So just a totally different, time of basketball than what I was, playing in.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's an exciting time of year. Obviously the portal has its good and bad, but we will hopefully know a lot more next week or the coming weeks that we can talk about here on this pod. And I want to touch on Iowa State and some of the national stuff. First, I want to mention DRF Sportsbook. DRF Sportsbook, Iowa's local sportsbook. You should, if you're an Iowa person, you should be putting your bets in with DRF, because they're going to give you great customer service and attention, because Iowa is the only state they're in right now. And they have awesome bets and specials and props already put together based on our local teams. So if you log on there, you're going to find bets already put together about Iowa in the Final Four, or maybe some Masters bets put together for you as the Masters is coming up. So go to DRF, download their app, or ia.drf.com, enter promo code Iowa250, and you'll get some good matching bonuses and stuff from them when you sign up and use DRF. And as always, do the opposite of me. Bet responsibly.
So to piggyback off that, how did the last couple of weeks go for you?
Bad. Iowa State, Creighton, Auburn, they all let us down. Bad. We owe so much money.
You owe money?
Oh, yeah. So we do this auction thing.
Oh,
together.
yeah. I forgot.
Yeah. And we bet on them. And we thought they'd get further than they did. Like if Iowa State and Creighton could have each just got one more win, that would have knocked what we owe in half. And then if just even one of them gets to the Final Four, then we're almost at a break even. So, but it was brutal. Iowa State and Creighton just both had so much hope in their Sweet 16 games, and it ended in ultimately a lot of hysterical laughing, friends whose wives might kill them. But that's March, baby. I can't.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
No, I will say this. Iowa State and Creighton, they ran into just teams you don't want to run into in postseason play.
My God, though, like Iowa State, Illinois, I about put my fist through my TV. How many layups are we going to miss, boys? You're not going to find me rooting for Iowa State much. I might have been the biggest Iowa State fan in the state for the game against Illinois.
Hey, can we talk about? I don't have a problem with this, but if you're going to hold ground true to your Hawkeye roots, did you say a go Clones in an Instagram video?
When you got a lot of money on the line, you'll say some crazy things.
Yes or no? Okay.
Yes, I did. Okay. Thousands of people viewed it on Twitter.
Hey, I respect it. If you're going to play both grounds here, you need to come out and say it.
I had one of my friends text me and say, I love that you having money on Iowa State just further deepened your hate for them for the rest of your life because they just screwed you so bad. We didn't want them. One of my friends went a little rogue maybe and bought them. Won't name names, but it is what it is. It's a team effort ultimately. Creighton and Iowa State were not on speaking terms for a while. We'll say that. I don't know how Iowa State blew that game to Illinois. They should have won by like 10. They could not make a layup to save their lives.
Oh, they easily should have won. But again, they played the team you don't want to play a postseason.
Then Illinois, are you kidding me? A 30-0 run? How do you give up a 30-0 run, Jordan? That doesn't seem possible in the Elite Eight of all places.
You know what's funny? I'm watching that game with my brother Matt at Easter, or it wasn't. We celebrate Easter on Saturday, and we're watching the game, and Matt goes, Jordan, they're on a 30-0 run. I'm like, they were not tied 25-25, Matt. There's no way. I literally had to go on my phone because I could not believe it was 30 unanswered points.
Unreal. UConn was scoring like 8 points a minute. It was insane.
Never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like that.
No. I mean, and now we got our Final Four of UConn versus Bama, NC State. Unbelievable run by NC State to even be here. They shouldn't have even been in the tournament, but they're here. And then we also have Purdue. Matt Painter finally gets over the hump, makes a Final Four. I'm excited for them. Purdue versus UConn is really what I want to see. I want to see Klingon go against Edey. It seems inevitable, but you just never know. You never know. But UConn Purdue kind of feels inevitable, but we'll see.
I think it's a lock. I think for sure UConn's going to handle Alabama. Alabama just chucks threes. I mean, that's If they go in, if they make 40%, then we're going to have a different talk. But I would imagine it's going to be a UConn Purdue, and there's probably no doubt in my mind someone could ever change that process. My mindset right now for that.
Yep. And oh man, that'll be exciting. And Zach Edey, he's averaging 30 and 16 right now in the tournament, which is wild.
It's video game numbers.
Yeah, insane. And he drops 40 last game. It's just they were the top two teams all season. You can maybe say Houston, but it was kind of UConn and Purdue all year. Houston was like very clearly probably the third best, but 1 and 2 were Purdue and UConn all season long. It's awesome that we might finally get to see it, kind of a chalk tournament and see the best teams play each other. So I hope that happens and be very, very excited if it does. And I have so many more things here I could talk about with you, but I know we only got a couple minutes left. But do you have a team that you'd want to see win it? Are you rooting for the Big Ten? Are you a Matt Painter guy because you've spoken with him and gotten to know him? Are you a don't care, just want to see good games kind of guy?
I just want to see good games. I wouldn't mind Purdue winning, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see blowouts. It's not going to be much fun to watch. I did have this talk with I forgot who I was talking with about this, but we were talking about how Cinderellas are technically bad for Final Fours because it doesn't relay as good as basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it's not fun to see a team make it that far, but I'd rather see 1, 2, and 3 seeds in Final Fours because that's going to be the best games you're going to get for this end of the year tournament.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure. So free throw shooting, you need to give a clinic. Free throw shooting has been terrible. Terrible free throw shooting across the sport in this tournament. So many games have been decided by it because of missed free throws. You need to put on the Jordan Bohannon free throw shooting clinic and invite every D1 player in the country.
I don't know if I could handle that.
It's been bad, brother. So bad. But
I've seen one-handed free throws. I've seen feet to the side free throws. I've seen two-handed free throws where they shoot literally with both hands.
Yep.
I've seen air balls. I've seen almost breaking the backboard. I don't know. I've never seen a tournament like this with this many many bad free throw shooters.
Bad. All right. Let's call it there. What do you say? Let you get off to some meetings you got to do.
We're gonna have to have an intervention
because you're always late.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
All right, next Tuesday, you will be. I'll start calling and texting a half hour before we say we're going to record.
To be fair, again,
yeah,
today wasn't my fault.
Computer issues. I'll give you that. One of these days. That's all right. I still love you. Still love doing this with you. That'll never change.
Hey, that was a short and sweet and perfect episode.
Yep. All right, we have a final. We'll have a national champion. We'll be the first ones to bring you the recap of the national title game next Tuesday. How about that? So
that's how we set it up.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I know what those guys that have gone through all this stuff together in the locker room and are making a run. You know what they're doing on their way to the Final Four? They're making Memz, baby. They're making Memz.
Yep.
All right. We'll check you out next time. Visit Terraplex Ag. Check out Channel Seeds, DRF, Iowa Event Center. They got you covered for everything you need in life. Until